shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire. And with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bolts peeled apart their stone scales. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath the Scaleless betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers. And man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark side. Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
Be beef jerky for all eternity. Cool fate. Right there. Alrighty. That guy just gave us the cell to our... Well, the key to our cell. He didn't give us the cell. That was somebody else, I think. Yeah, these guys are immortal, so they're just here until the end of time, I guess. He said, this is all just like tutorial stuff. I've beaten this game many a time. I don't need a tutorial. Though I will forget things. It has been a long, long time since I have actually played Dark Souls. The first one anyway. Been a long time since I've beaten it, and I don't think I've ever done a full playthrough of my PC version. So this will there will be mistakes. There will be rust that needs to be shaken off. I'm just gonna look at something real quick. Let's see. I wanted to. Just doing some theorizing at the moment, using a calculator. I didn't think so. That would be too convenient. Alright. At any rate, I already know what the build's gonna look like for this guy. I've done this particular build a few times. I think I stated that previously, but my favorite build in this game is the quality build, which is equal stats in strength and dexterity, and the basic vitality and endurance stats. No magic whatsoever. All using tools and using basically any kind of weapon that you can wield, which is basically 90% of it. Basically. I'm gonna get that sweet backstab. Mace is one of the best weapons in the game. Just straight up. It might be the best weapon in the game. At least the best starting weapon. It is very powerful, with merely 27 strength. When you two-hand this, you are basically maximizing its damage, more or less. I mean, you can get like some minor upgrades in the damage after a certain point, but yeah, it is amazingly powerful. One build I like to do, or have yet to fulfill, but would like to try, is a 27 strength cleric with 50 faith, who just, let's talk to this guy real quick.
Oh, you. You're no hollow. Thank goodness.
No, just got terrible skin
I'm done
problems.
for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I, we're both undead. Hear me out, will you? Regrettably, I have failed in my mission, but perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family: thou who art undead art chosen, and thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know. And I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask. An undead favorite. Oh, and this. Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you.
Nice guy. A little bit of morbid little attention to detail. Those 100 souls we just got from that. Sorry, I was busy talking about how terrible that was. I didn't have time to actually try to play the game. Yeah, it's pretty awful. Yeah, don't really want to think about that too much, actually. Just gonna go ahead and move on to the previous topic. But yeah, a good build for a cleric, I guess, if you want to do a faith build, is 50 faith and 27 strength, and then you just take this mace, get it to plus 15, and you put buffs on it. Dark Moon Blade or the Sun Blade. And yeah, that's pretty much going to delete anything in the PvE. And if you manage to hit somebody with it in PvP, that's going to hurt. I mean, it can be kind of hard to hit something with the mace unless you're pretty good, or the person you're playing against is really bad. But yeah, it's very powerful. Very powerful weapon, but it is not the weapon we're going to be using for this build. I don't really like maces or axes. I mean, when I play my quality builds, I'll use just about any weapon. Especially in PvP, I like to get them to that 125, get them to New Game Plus, and just basically go around invading, getting invaded, you know, having a good time. It's been a while since I played this, though. Usually I'll stick to the forest in those builds, but, did I miss it? Where is it? Ah, there it is. No, I did not miss it. This. Canvas Talisman. This is the best talisman in the game, basically. And the cleric gets it automatically. So, there's no reason not to use it. At least if you're just pure faith. It's pretty much the best one you can get. So, get it. Yeah, again, mace, really good. Requires you a lot of stamina, but yeah, that was up pretty fast. That's the thing about these RPGs. I love to do. I just want to do everything. I want to do a little bit of everything. I like making strength builds, dex builds, faith builds, intelligence builds, you know, hybrid builds, quality builds. I just want to do a little bit of everything. I always have ideas. I want to do a bow build, which is basically a dex build, but there's great bows too, and that's like, I don't know. There's so many things, so many different ways to play the game. RPGs can eat up a lot of my time without me actually getting anywhere in them because I spend so much time theorizing new builds I could do, and basically wasting my time spreading myself too thin.
In the ancient legends, it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
I like how we were totally chill about this fucking bird just yeeting us into the sky. Like, you know, I feel like if a giant bird suddenly came over a cliff and, like, caught at me, just yanked my ass up, I wouldn't be so calm about it. I think I'd be struggling and trying to get free, because I think it'd want to eat me. But I guess if you're an immortal undead, you're just kind of like, alright, let's see where this goes. It's just gonna come back to life anyway. But yeah, I would probably, like, you know, not let it pick me up in the first place, if I could help it. But, yeah. Now, if you're